Welcome to the Erasmus Plus Comtrain project training program. The aim of this training module is to familiarize you with Audacity, an open source sound recording and editing software program. At the end of this module, you should have a basic introduction to a digital audio workstation and a basic understanding of digital sound recording and editing. Whether you need a good quality digital sound recordings for a podcast, a film, a YouTube video, or the song that'll make you the next Ed Sheeran, a basic understanding of digital sound editing may be enough, or at least a great starting point to develop your sound engineering skills. In this digital media resource, we'll go through the basics of a great piece of free sound recording and editing software that is available for both PC and Apple computers. Audacity is a free open source program that has been available for almost 20 years. This may be all you need for getting your audio right, but if not, it will give you a really good idea of how most audio editing software works. The first step is to get hold of the software. If you open your web browser and search for Audacity, you should find the link in the first few results of your search. Otherwise, type in www.audacityteam.org. When you find your way to the page, click on the download link and select the right download for your computer. Having downloaded and followed the installation instructions, you can now open Audacity. When the software opens, you should find yourself looking at a new project like this. For now, the 4 things to note are the buttons for playing, pausing, stopping, forwarding, reversing or recording your audio, the toolbox which we'll mainly use for selecting pieces of audio, zooming in for a closer look or manually adjusting the volume, the zoom buttons for zooming in and out of your audio, and the input and output menu for selecting the built-in microphone and speakers or an external microphone and speakers or headphone that you've decided to use. If you're working on an audio track that has been recorded already, then you need only concern yourself with the speaker or headphones. In a quiet room, speakers are fine. If there is noise distraction, then headphones can be really useful. If you want to record new audio, then a quiet space to work in is essential, and an external microphone will give better results than the built-in computer microphone. If, for example, you want to improve a piece of audio that has been recorded already, such as an interview or the sound from something that was filmed on a camera, then you begin by importing it through the File menu. You will see Import here. As you can see, I have a file in the form of WAV. You can click into this. In this section, read through, but it is fine to just simply click OK. Once you click this, your file has been created. Once you have imported your sound file, your project will look something like this. A track has been created. The jagged blue waves are a visual representation of your sound. The higher the waves rise, the louder your audio is. So, the gaps in the waves, for example, are silent parts. The ruler above the waveforms shows the time in seconds, so, for example, 30 is 30 seconds, or half a minute. Note that here 1 is not 100 seconds, but 1 minute. Down below you will find the audio position in hours, minutes and seconds, which counts up to let you know where in the audio piece you are as the track is playing. An essential part of working with your sound file is the ability to select certain parts of it. This might be for deleting bits that you don't need, or it might be for lowering the volume on a bit where, for example, a drumstick fell on the ground or a phone rang in the background. To select a piece of audio, you simply choose the selector tool in the toolbox and click and drag from the start point to the finish point of the audio you wish to select on the timeline audio wave. The selected piece is now highlighted. In the Edit menu, you'll find a sub-menu called Remove Audio in which you can cut or delete, or further down in the Edit menu you have Copy and Paste options, which can be used for duplicating a piece of audio. Another quick way of deleting highlighted pieces of your audio track is to press Delete or Backspace on your computer keyboard. Remember Like most audio-visual software, there is an undo option in the edit menu if you delete something by mistake and want to get it back. The track that we have been working with was created automatically when we imported an audio file. It is possible, however, to create new tracks manually. You might want to do this to cut or copy and paste new parts of other tracks to work on without altering the original, or to record new audio directly into Audacity. To create a new track, you simply select Add New from the Tracks menu. If you select Audio Track, you will get a single mono timeline for your sound. If you select Stereo Track, you'll create a timeline with two tracks, left and right. If you wish to record sound directly into Audacity, you must have a microphone, whether internal or an external one that you've plugged in and selected in the audio input menu. Simply press the record button and the recording starts. The green recording level indicator is showing that the microphone is picking up audio. If we begin to record, a waveform will appear on our track. If I stop and use the selection tool to click at 1 minute and press record again, we will record from 1 minute onwards. We can begin to record from anywhere we need to. Here's a quick tip. If you've forgotten which one is the selector tool, just position the cursor over any button and wait a moment. A dialog box will pop up telling you what it is that you have the cursor positioned over. This is a good way of learning what the different buttons in Audacity are for. Often you will find that a track you have imported or recorded within Audacity has a problem with the volume being too low. There is a simple automatic effect that can be applied to everything or to a specific part of the recording to bring the sound to the optimum volume level. To do this, we once again use our selector tool to highlight the audio we want by clicking and dragging over it. Now we go to the Effect menu and scroll down to Normalize. A window appears asking about decibel levels. It's usually enough to leave these settings as they are and press OK. The track volume is now boosted to its optimum level. Another way to adjust the audio levels is manually, using the envelope tool in the toolbox. When you click on this tool, the audio waves are highlighted and you'll see a blue line appear at the top and bottom of the track. Clicking on this line creates a point. These points can be dragged up and down to raise and lower the volume. Here we can lower the volume of one section and raise the volume of another section. Another point to note here is that each track has a mute button and a solo button. Mute will silence that track while the other track or tracks play, and solo will play only that track, muting the rest. As well as a magnifying tool in the toolbox, there is a mini toolbox of magnifying tools for zooming in and zooming out of the audio waves. This can be very useful if trying to delete an error, for example. Within the Effects menu that we've used to normalize the volume, you'll find many other useful effects that you can play with to find ones that you may want to use. Remember, if you try one, you can go to Edit and Undo to get your project back to the state it was in before you experiment it. Let's try a fade out effect. We click on the selector tool, click and drag over the bit we want to fade out, and then go to Effects and down to Fade Out. The fade out effect is useful for getting rid of an abrupt ending to a song, for example. Finally, with your sound the way you want, it's time to export the audio file. We go to File and down to Export. Here we have a variety of file types that you can choose from to save your project. We'll use the popular compressed format MP3, which gives a decent quality with a relatively small file size. Finally, use this window to name your output sound file and save it to a folder you want. You've now completed your basic lesson in audio processing with Audacity. You can learn more by consulting the help information that comes with the download.